And now it's time for our daily arts and culture segment. Our Im Yoon-hee is here to share this week's latest. Good afternoon to you, Yoon-hee.
Good afternoon, Kanyang. So today I have an exhibition that centers on a collection of very old maps. Now, these maps were collected to provide evidence in a dispute that dates back decades over what to call the body of water between Korea and Japan. Now, the map collector has spent the last 30 years of her life collecting these maps in hopes that she can prove and provide evidence for this dispute. So let's take a look.
It's human nature to be curious. In fact, curiosity is what drove people to the unknown, leading to the creation of the universal language of a map. These lines and shapes have come together over the years, drawn by many, used by many more. Early world maps date back to hundreds of centuries ago. And since, mapmakers, also known as cartographers, have been blending art and science, creating these masterpieces. But as beautiful as a map is to look at, they're undeniably necessary in our lives, both in the present as well as for the past.
This exhibition is meant to be seen by many people. We want them to come and learn from these maps because maps have something to say. They're not just to look at, they're meant to be read and used to record history.
Kim Hae-jung has been actively studying and collecting maps since her second year in college. She's been all over the world studying cartography and how maps came to be. It all started when she realized that the body of water between Japan and Korea had originally been called Sea of Chosun, referring to the ancient Chosun dynasty of Korea. These maps, also made in Japan, continue to show that body of water as Sea of Chosun, even as the years go by.
This map is called Shinjeong Manguk-jeondo, made in 1810 in Japan. Here it's labeled Sea of Chosun. This map made by the Japanese shows that they called it Sea of Chosun, and Koreans at the time also recognized it by that name as well. Now, if you look here, it says the Great Sea of Japan. Before the 1700s, these bodies of waters weren't labeled, but during the 1800s, they started labeling the seas aligned with the beginning of the Japanese colonialism.
It's not just the maps made in Japan. Maps from around the world show similar findings. Cartographers from various countries continually labeled the body of water as Korean Sea or Gulf of Korea, yet many people today still fail to recognize this title. Kim is determined to correct this error and pass on the truth for the generations to come, because she believes yesterday's history is today, and today is tomorrow.
Well, definitely, Yoon-hee, a very meaningful report, and I think many more of these kind of maps and old maps that prove the actual name of that body of water is required for Japan to make corrections for its remnants of its atrocities during World War II.
Exactly.
All right, thank you, Yoon-hee, for that.
My pleasure.